Hi, thank you for watching AMA videos. This video is an interview with Abdi Salad. Abdi is a Somali man who arrived in Australia over 17 years ago and who's got a lot of experience in working with young people, who contributes a lot to his Somali community. And we spoke with him regarding not only his own personal experience in Australia, but also regarding some of his own insights in relation to how the Somali community and the broader African community can be assisted in a number of ways that affect their welfare and prosperity. A very interesting conversation there, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. I'll let you watch it for the next 15 minutes, and I'll see you on the other side of the video. Welcome to Africa Media Australia. I'm Clyde Salum Mushrati. I have with me today Abdi Salad, and we're just going to have a chat. Abdi, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Good to have you, man.
Thank you.
All right. Tell us about yourself.
My name's Abdi, and I've been in Australia for about 17 years. I've been here a long time, so probably I'm starting to lose my African accent, I think, a little bit, which is not a good thing.
Well,
yeah,
every one of us is kind of fighting that thing now, because we've been here for quite a while. I'm also, kind of realizing that I'm starting to lose many of my African roots, which is not good.
That's right.
Not good. So we have to fight for that.
That's it.
You came originally from Somalia.
Yes, and I'm Somali, and we just came through because of the war, and that's why we're here.
Okay.
Just to look for a better future for ourselves.
No problem. And I understand you work for the Department of Human Services?
Yes. I started working for DHS for about 2 years ago, and before that I was working for Kraft Foods. So my background is actually in science. So I've got a degree in food technology.
I see.
And but my interest in community and helping out the community was much stronger, and I actually volunteered most of our time in helping the community. What I think with my community, what led me to work for the community is actually because of the deficiencies in our culture, because we are an oral society, so we only talk and people don't read information. So a lot of people have misguided information from a third party, and I could see a lot of people being misinformed about things. So that's what made me more interested in helping out the community.
Yeah, you've touched on something very important there. Many of our communities, whether it's us Africans or even other cultures, many of us are sort of rooted into the oral culture. But when you get here, it's sort of the written culture. There's a lot of information in written form, and people have a lot of difficulty really, digesting all of that. Is that something you think that we should look at trying to change? And one way is to look at most suitable media to communicate with these type of people.
Yes, and not only that, actually simplifying information.
Yes.
Not only using big terms in terms of explaining things, but actually simplifying the English and making people understand what are their rights and what they shouldn't be doing.
Yes.
So it's lack of that understanding that creates problems.
All right, and I've seen you've really been involved in your community for quite a while. What sort of things you get to do quite a lot of the times?
Right now I work as a community development officer, but I would not probably want to talk more on DHS, but I would talk about in terms of me being an African and working for the African community. And what I've seen within 2 years is a lot of change within the community in terms of the information and what is required from them. So whenever they get stuck, they just pop in and ask me, well, what does this actually really mean? So I take the time to make them understand what it really means, and that way they live there with the proper information,
Yes.
rather than getting from their neighbor or the third neighbor.
Yeah.
So,
Can you tell us more about the Australian Somali Youth Association? I think you call it ASIA.
yeah, Asia. I was actually a president of Asia in 2005.
Yeah.
And it's a youth organization.
Yeah.
I was a president for 1 year, and it taught me about being a leader, not only being a leader, but a person that can create changes within the community and things like that. And Asia was one aspect of actually not only for me, but actually empowering the other young people. And so we created things like a graduation ceremony, which
That has been big, hasn't it?
it has been very big and very successful, because it not only brought the young people and actually put them on a pedestal to say that you have done a good job, and as a motivation for the younger people who were sitting there.
That's right.
To say, I want to reach there.
Exactly.
I want to graduate, and actually motivate the community.
That's right.
The young people especially.
Oh, that's very good. I've seen some of the photos, and that's really something that actually other communities should learn too.
That's right.
To encourage achievement in the education, because education is the key for success, isn't it?
That's right. That's correct.
So, all right. And what you've been here for quite long. What do you see some of the most critical issues affecting the African community?
The real with the big issue. I'm not an expert, but what I've seen, we lack role models. The young people, the African young people, don't have role models. Or not only that, it's an issue where we have a high unemployment, and who do we look up to? Those young people, who do they look up to? There's no one. If there's no one working, then there's no person or that they could look up to and actually want to achieve something.
Yes.
And it questions them about education, because they see their older brothers or their father sitting at home with his degree and not
getting a job.
Not getting a job. So and I think we need to find a way to actually motivate them and tell them, look, you are in a different kind of zone, and you need to push yourself to go to those boundaries and actually break those boundaries and actually get into proper jobs, and people will look up to you, so you can actually pull more other young people towards that. And I can see that there are a lot of young people who are hard workers and have made something of themselves, and which is a great thing. But there are some others who have fallen out because they don't see their future as being bright.
And any other thing that you see that really affecting us Africans in general?
I think with the parents need to play more of a positive role for their children, and I think in terms of showing affection, in terms of encouraging them, in terms of supporting them in whatever way. Let's say I've seen a classic example in my community, like where I work. There's a young person who's a brilliant soccer player, but the parents don't support him towards what he really wants. You see, with the community here, I've been here for a long time. I used to be a basketball coach, and out of the whole games until we reached the finals, I only had one African parent turn up to my finals. And we were playing against teams who have their cousins, their relatives, they're all sitting there. And it kind of makes me feel like I'm the odd person out. So we need to support our young people to achieve better.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's certainly true. I remember I was watching something about Sudanese playing basketball in Canberra, and one of the persons said that one of the challenges was that parents were pretty much absent from the involvement of young people. All right. Yeah. Well, there's quite a lot of things that we have, and I'm really happy that you're mentioning this. What's your last message, both to the African communities as well as to the wider Australian community?
What I would say is, especially for parents, I would say to encourage their children, to support them, to give them positive messages, and to really look and learn from them as well, because we can't be just pushing them to become doctors or educated people, but there's other things that they need support in. So they could be any other, they could be a musician, they could be
Sportman.
sportsperson.
Yes.
We need to support them in whatever way that they're going, and that's the most important thing. And the other thing that I could say to the community, to the African community, we need to have dialogues and to involve young people, because they are the future of future of the African community. Without them, we can't go anywhere.
Do you feel like there's a bit of a disconnect between younger Africans and the older ones in community settings? I feel that there's that's my feeling, that there's a sense of disconnect there. Does that come across to in your own experience?
Yeah, I think it's intergenerational gap.
Yes.
What happens is the parents have different values and different way of the culture, and the young people have different culture. So what happens is there's always a clash, and you will hear the parents saying, "This is the way we used to do it." But this young person goes to school, and it's a different kind
totally different person.
It's a different kind of ball game.
Yes.
And we need to find out how we can connect to our young people.
All right.
And that's the only way that we could solve the issues.
And what do you tell the rest of the Australian society?
I'd say to the wider community that Africans are hardworking. I've seen a lot of people who are hardworking, and they're happy people, and they're easy to get along with, and just give us a chance. Yeah.
All right, Abdi, I really appreciate your time. I don't want to take any more of your time.
Thank you.
And I hope to see you again sometime soon for more about yourself and many of the things that happen in the community.
Yeah, thank you. And I would like to say one more thing. You and AMA, I would like to thank you guys. I think you're doing a great job, and I think we need to support people like you and all the people that are working with you in the background there, doing all the work and the editing. And I think you are a role model in our community, and I think we need to support you guys.
All right, appreciate these kind words. We'll try as much as possible to push our issues out there and show the positive sides of our communities.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. We continue to put a focus here at AMA on issues affecting our young people. We know that they are the future of the African Australian community in Australia here, and that they can contribute to making Australia better. They can contribute to advancing this society. Therefore, we put a specific focus on young people, and there's a lot more that we'll continue to offer. As usual, please send us your feedback. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. And if you want to contribute to AMA, that'll be really appreciated. We do need some donations. We are a not-for-profit organization. We rely on donations to continue to operate. So don't forget, there's a donate button on our website.